Hello everyone, I am Vinod Kumar, working as an assistant professor in Thandai Periyar Government Institute of Technology, Vellore. So now I am going to present a video lecture on electrolyte analyzer, so which comes under unit 5 of basics of biomedical instrumentation. So unit 5 is biochemical measurement. So the objective of this unit is to familiarize the different biochemical measurements, and students will demonstrate knowledge of proper use of modern instrumental techniques. So after learning this unit, the students will use the modern instruments to find the different parameters that is present in the human body and provide the analytical values. So now we discuss about electrolyte analyzer, so which is nothing but a device used for measuring the electrolytes which is present in the human body. An electrolyte is a substance which contains free ions. So free ions is nothing but cations and anions, which behave as an electrically conducting medium in our body. So electrolyte analyzer which is used for the quantitative measurement of basic sodium, potassium and chloride, which is present in the whole blood, serum or plasma. So serum is nothing but fluid and solid component of blood. So basically serum does not play a role of clotting. So blood plasma without fibrinogens is named as serum. So serum includes all proteins but not used in the process of blood clotting. So serum is used in numerous diagnostic tests as well as to find the types of blood in human body. So after doing these above measurements, which is used for diagnosis, monitoring and treatment of diseases involving electrolyte imbalance. So next we discuss what are the principles of electrolyte analyzer. So electrolytes used in the maintenance of multiple body functions. So primary ions which is present in our human blood is sodium, potassium, calcium, magnesium, chloride, hydrogen phosphate and hydrogen carbonate. So the electric charge symbols of plus and minus indicated in these primary ions, which denotes that the substance is ionic in nature and has an imbalanced distribution of electrons as a result of chemical dissociation. So first we discuss about sodium ion. So sodium is the major electrolyte found in extracellular fluid. So it is the primary function is to maintain osmotic pressure and acid-base balance. So acid-base balance is nothing but the characteristics of acidic and alkaline levels present in the human body, and then osmotic pressure is nothing but the pressure that applied to a pure solvent to prevent it from passing into a given solution by osmosis. So used to express the concentration of solution. So example for this osmotic pressure is filter water. So the process of osmosis is nothing but molecules of a solvent tend to pass through a semi-permeable membrane from a concentrated solution into a more concentrated one. So here in the measurement of sodium and potassium, we use semi-permeable membrane. So then sodium is used to transmit nerve impulses. Sodium ions involved in fluid balance and regulating function of heart, and sodium is also used in blood pressure control. So next we discuss about potassium cation. So it is nothing but major cation in the intercellular fluid. So intercellular fluid is nothing but place where most of the fluid in the body is contained, so that is nothing but intercellular. Then it is also used in the functions as primary buffer within cell itself. And then potassium is concentrated within the cell and plays an important role in nerve conduction and muscle conduction. So conduction is nothing but movement of something such as heat from one place to another place. So potassium is also used to maintain fluid balance and osmotic pressure, so like the sodium ion. So next we discuss about calcium. So we all know about the calcium ion. So calcium is present in the blood as free calcium ions. So 50% it contains, and 40% is bound to protein, and 10% which is bounded to anions such as bicarbonate, citrate, phosphate and lactate. So basically this calcium is used for muscular contraction, cardiac function and blood clotting process. So next we discuss about chloride. So chloride is an anion. So before this, so we discussed about sodium, potassium and calcium, so which all comes under cation. So chloride comes under anion. So that is present predominantly in extracellular space. So the main function of this chloride is to maintain cellular integrity. So chloride also used for water balance and acid base balance. So based on these cations and anions, so electrolytic analysis is a key factor in patient diagnosis and treatment. So next we discuss about what are the measurement methods available for the electrolyte measurement. So two basic methods are available. So one is flame emission photometry and ion selective electrode. So flame photometry is nothing but it is an indirect method, so which is used to measure sodium, potassium and lithium. And ISE, so ISE is nothing but ion selective electrode, so which is the direct method and efficient method. So it is used to find the concentration of electrolytes so present in the blood. So only ISE method is more popular in finding the electrolytes present in the blood. So basically what is ISE method means? So ISE method works under the principle of potentiometry. So potentiometry is nothing but so the voltage that develops between the inner and outer surface of an ISE membrane is measured. So here the membrane is made of a material so that is selectively permeable to the ion being measured. So for example, sodium electrodes are made from a special glass formula so that binds sodium ions. So inside of electrode is filled with a fluid containing sodium ions, and the outside of the glass membrane is immersed in the sample, so which is taken for testing. So the membrane acts as an ion exchange. So membrane is nothing but glass membrane, so that acts as an ion exchanger, so thereby causing a change in the membrane potential. So the potential difference developed across the glass membrane is basically it depends upon the difference in sodium concentration or activity on the inside and outside of the glass membrane, so which is present between the two electrodes, so inner electrode and outer electrode. So potential is measured by comparing it to the potential of a reference electrode. Potential of the reference electrode is always kept constant. So why we have to keep constant means, so based on this potential only, so we compare with the sample tested potential. So the difference in voltage between the other two electrodes, so that is taken for the testing due to the concentration of sodium in the sample. So the potential is conducted by the inner electrode to the input of a very high input amplifier, so which is shown in this diagram. So this is nothing but very high input amplifier. So the reference electrode is connected to the ground as well as the second input of the amplifier. So this is nothing but reference electrode, so which is connected to the ground and as well as to the second input of the amplifier. So the signal is further amplified, so and digitized and processed to calculate ion concentration in the sample and displayed as numerical values. So the calibrations curve is done by two measured points of standard solutions with precisely known ion concentrations. So ion selective membranes are specific for different electrolytes. And then, so apart from this ISC method, some electrolyte analyzers were use miniature ISC method, so which is fabricated using the planar type. So each sensor, so that is nothing but electrode, is composed of polymeric sensing membrane, so dispersed over internal hydrogel layers as this plastic substrate. So reference electrode is taken from Ag silver or silver chloride. So the diagram taken from the book, so compounding of biomedical instrumentation, so which is written by Raghbir Singh Kanpur, and the reference book used for this electrolyte analyzer is compounding of biomedical instrumentation, so which is written by Raghbir Singh Kanpur. So thank you.